Okay, 4 more quick sketches. Alright, so our first one, again, we've got a parabola because we've got this x squared. Now, at the moment, what we need to find are the x and y intercepts, alright, because it's not just shifted up or down, it's a bit more complicated than that. So to find the y-intercept, remember you let x equal 0. So if I let x equal 0, then I'm going to get y equals 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3. And when I solve that, I just get negative 3. So that's my y-intercept. Alright, to find the x-intercept, I'm going to let y equal 0. So this time I get 0 equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. And what I've got now is a quadratic equation that I have to solve. So remembering back to quadratic equations, we've got to find two numbers that multiply to give me negative 3 and add to give me negative 2. So thinking about that, factors of 3 are 1 and 3. To get them to multiply to a negative, one of them has to be negative, and to add to negative 2, then it means it's going to be negative 3 and positive 1. Alright, so knowing those two numbers means that to solve the equation, what I'm going to have is 0 equals x plus 1 and x minus 3. And then I let each of those brackets equal 0. So x plus 1 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. So the first one, subtract 1, so x equals negative 1. The second one, add 3, so x equals 3. Alright, so all of that information, we've got a y-intercept of negative 3 and x-intercepts of negative 1 and 3. So negative 1, let's just say that's about here. 3 might be about here. And negative 3 on the y-axis might be about here. So they're the 3 points that my parabola has to go through. Alright, the question may ask you to find the vertex as well, but I'm not going to do that right now. So my parabola must look something like this, turning around and going back up. So just remember, if you do need to find the vertex, that it's going to be halfway between your x-intercepts. So your vertex there would be at 1. The x value would be at 1. And then to find the y value, you put that 1 into your original equation. So your original equation was y equals x squared, but x is 1, so 1 squared, minus 2 times 1 minus 3. And doing all that gives you 1 minus 2, which is negative 1, minus another 3, is negative 4. So that's my vertex, if you are asked to find that as well. Okay, moving on to the second one. We've got a parabola again because it's x squared. So normally a parabola is concave up. If there's a negative in front, it means it's concave down. So that's what the negative tells me. This plus 1, that just tells me that it's going to shift my curve up 1. So I don't really need to do nearly as much working for this one. It's a concave down curve, but it's shifted up 1. So normally our concave down x squared would look like that. But because I'm shifting it up 1, oops. Sorry. Okay, I'll just draw it in a different color. Because it's shifting up 1, it's actually going to look like this. Alright, so the red one's the one you want. That's the negative x squared plus 1, because it's shifted up 1. So it's going through 1 there. Alright, on to the next one, G. Alright, so x squared, y squared. So hopefully you remember that that means it's a circle. To find the radius, we do the square root of 16. So our radius is 4. So we draw a circle on our, on our graph here. Center at the origin, and then we just mark our x and y intercepts at 4 and negative 4. Okay, that's your circle done. Alright, the last one, we've got a cubic because it's x cubed. So remembering that a cubic normally looks like this, but because it's negative, the negative in this case actually turns it around. So the negative makes it go this way, coming down. So that's what negative x cubed would look like. So it's negative x cubed, but then you've got a minus 1. So minus 1 means that that curve would shift down 1. So negative x cubed, but shifted down 1. So instead of going through the origin, it goes through at negative 1. Alright, so it's got our x cubed, but reflected because it's the negative, and shifted down 1. Alright, hopefully that has helped.